Right now at 10, UWL now has Narcan all over campus. Officials say they hope students can be proactive in case of an overdose. And candidates hit the campaign trail hard, bringing in surrogates and kicking off bus tours. Plus, a safe haven. Minnesota might soon be home to zoo animals from war-torn Ukraine.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Amy is off tonight. It's a record no one wants to break. According to the Centers for Disease Control, in 2020, more than 91,000 people died from drug overdoses. Now, colleges are taking action to make sure students have the resources to prevent an overdose. News 8 Now's Dua Israr was at UW La Crosse, where officials have installed overdose toolboxes around campus.
In the case of an overdose, getting Narcan on UWL's campus is as simple as going inside a building and opening a box.
In college, students are given a toolbox with everything they need for the world outside its campus. Now, colleges are providing students with a different kind of toolbox. In a partnership with Wisconsin Voices of Recovery, University of Wisconsin-La Crosse has installed 13 boxes around campus with Narcan.
Once I found out about the boxes, I had conversation with our residence life director and the university's administration, and we collectively decided that it was the right thing to do.
Each box will have 2 doses. The boxes are in all 10 residence halls on campus, the recreation hall, and in the lobby of the university police office.
If someone has a friend that's addicted to drugs and they're afraid that they may overdose, they can take a proactive measure, come in and take a box of Narcan and have with them.
The Narcan in the rec center and police office can be used by anyone.
Our lobby here is open 24/7. The recreation center, if it's open during business hours, their box is accessible.
When someone takes a box of Narcan, Wisconsin Voices of Recovery gets an alert.
In those cases, they will contact us and find out if anything has been taken out. And if so, we'll work with them to get those items replaced.
Chief of Police at UWL, Alan Hill, says as deadly opioids become common, the university wants students to have the resources to stop an overdose.
Being proactive rather than reactive, it was the right decision to make to have the Narcan put on campus.
Students say it's important to have Narcan on college campuses.
Being on a college campus, you know that there's going to be drugs and opioids and everything out there, so just having this available on our campus just can help.
Freshman Phoenix Wilkinson believes other universities should do the same.
I think it's definitely a lot more accessible than it ever used to be. I haven't been anywhere where they just have Narcan boxes available, and I think that's really cool.
Hill says by providing students with Narcan,
education is one of the most important factors in safety-wise.
He believes students are more likely to seek help.
UWL's chief of police says these boxes will not be monitored so that anyone can take Narcan without any fear. Reporting in La Crosse, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
All right, thanks very much, Dua. UW Eau Claire actually installed similar toolboxes on its campus last month. Time now to switch it up, talk some weather with Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl.
Not a bad Friday across the region, 60 degrees. In fact, many spots reaching about 60 or 61, including Eau Claire, Black River Falls, Volkfield, Sparta, La Crosse, and Winona, even a 62 down in Boscobel. Skies are mainly clear. Just some high clouds may spill into parts of the area overnight and early tomorrow morning. Temperatures chilly, 30 degrees in Black River Falls, 31 in Sparta, but still 44 in La Crosse, 46 in Viroqua, 45 in Eau Claire. Mostly clear overnight, seasonably cool. Lows in the 30s for most, including 38 in La Crosse. Similar temperatures to what we saw last night, early this morning. But check out this weekend forecast. Mostly sunny and milder tomorrow, 64. Mix of sun and clouds on Sunday, a high of 62 degrees. Not bad numbers at all for the last weekend of October. What about Halloween Monday and next week? Ken, wake up. I will have your detailed forecast in just a few minutes. Gotcha.
Thanks very much, Bill. I appreciate it. All right, switching gears back to news. 2 men in Eau Claire now face charges of intentional homicide. Eau Claire County Court has charged Xavier Thompson and Michael Purnell with 1 count each in connection to a September homicide that took place between Bergen and Bellevue Avenues. They face additional charges as well of first-degree recklessly endangering safety and discharging a firearm from a vehicle as party to a crime. Eau Claire police say both men are in custody. A West Salem teenager is in critical condition after a car crash on Monday. According to the State Patrol report, 16-year-old Zoe Coder was driving on I-90 when she lost control of her car and crossed the median. Her car hit a pickup truck head-on, going the other direction. The report says it was raining at the time and roads were wet. The driver of the pickup truck was not injured. According to social media, Coder is involved in athletics at West Salem, serving as a manager for the West Salem Bangor wrestling team. Incumbent U.S. Senator Ron Johnson kicked off his bus tour today in Milwaukee. The Republican was joined by Representative Brian Stile and Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. The speakers encouraged everyone at that rally to canvass for Johnson before the midterm election. Johnson brought up the Democratic surrogates on the campaign trail in Wisconsin.
I just have to point out, because I know President Obama is going to be coming in here tomorrow. He was the first Democrat leader I heard talk about fundamentally transforming America. Remember that? So it's going to fundamentally. Of course, President Biden parodied those exact same comments. Now, I ask a question. Do you even like, much less love, something you want to fundamentally transform? Of course not.
Now, Johnson says that fundamental transformation turned into high inflation and high gas prices. According to an Associated Press fact check, Biden's coronavirus relief package contributed to inflation, but it's not the only cause. Supply chain issues, the pandemic, and the war in Ukraine are also factors. Well, inflation was also a topic at a rally for Johnson's challenger, Democrat Mandela Barnes. The candidate was joined by Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg and U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin of Wisconsin. Buttigieg says Johnson is siding with big political donors instead of his constituents.
So the question isn't, do we care about inflation or not? The question is, when it comes to fighting inflation, would you rather have somebody who sided with big pharmaceutical companies and said no to $35 insulin? Or would you rather have somebody like Mandela Barnes who knows who he represents and will make sure that the American people come first?
Now, the Secretary is referring to a vote on the Inflation Reduction Act where Johnson and 42 other Republicans voted against an amendment to cap insulin prices. Now, Johnson did vote in favor of a Republican-authored amendment that would have subsidized insulin prices for low-income people with American Care Act funds, but that amendment also failed to pass. The harvest season is winding down, and this weekend is the last outdoor farmers market at Cameron Park. Vendors are set up outside with fall produce, baked goods, and apple cider. This outdoor market may be ending, but there is a winter market to look forward to.
We're gonna, see some of our familiar faces from the outdoor season, but then a lot of new vendors as well. So it'll be pretty exciting.
So that market will start Sunday, November 6th in the Radisson Center Ballroom. Applications to sell goods at that market are available online. And the final outdoor market is open tomorrow from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. Still ahead tonight, a millions of dollars question. One Onalaska referendum could help transform after-school care.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Madison insider and career politician Steve Doyle, completely out of touch. Under Doyle's failed leadership, soaring inflation, high gas prices, rising crime, and party bosses and insiders are funneling over $500,000 to keep Doyle in power, answering to them, not us. It's time for change. Ryan Hipsch, born and raised here in the Cooley region. Ryan is a fresh voice who will always put our communities first, not the Madison insiders. Ryan Hipsch for Assembly.
Under Tony Evers and Joe Biden, it's been bad, but it's gonna get much worse because winter is coming. That's right. Reports say natural gas heating bills are going up by 28%. Inflation has already caused pain at the pump, grocery checkout, on rent. But this fall, there's still time to stop the winter pain by voting no on Tony Evers before he makes it even worse, if that's possible.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Get 2.49% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The midterms are just over a week away, and Onalaska voters can expect to see 2 questions on their ballot addressing the needs of the school district of Onalaska. One referendum addresses the operational needs of the district, asking voters to approve a revenue increase for the next 5 years. The district superintendent said they had to change plans actually this school year because federal funds were not enough to get by.
The budgetary needs that's created through the state funding for public education has created a need to go to the local residents to ask permission for operational referendums simply to maintain existing programming.
This isn't the first time Onalaska has voted on an operational referendum. Residents have approved similar referenda since 2006. Now, the second referendum is a capital referendum. Its goal is to help cover the cost of several building projects using up to $75 million. $25 million will go to improving parts of the high school, like making restrooms and locker rooms more accessible. $50 million will go to expanding the middle school, as well as giving students a place to go when the bell rings at the end of the day.
A successful referendum would allow us to move forward with finalizing a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, which would put a fully functioning club in the middle school to serve students in the district.
As of now, there's no Boys and Girls Club in Onalaska. Kids need to travel to La Crosse, Holmen, or West Salem to go to one. If you'd like to hear more about the changes that would occur if either referendum passes, you can head to news8000.com for all that info. Still to come, you can call it a mini highlight zone. Robin Cade will have the latest from Level 2 of high school football postseason, plus a Minnesota nonprofit's efforts to rescue lion cubs from war-torn Ukraine.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Milder temperatures ahead. Just how mild will we get? I'll have the answer with my 8-day forecast after the break.
The power to change your future is now. The new F-150 is here. Be one of the first to drive the latest, most advanced, best-selling truck for the last 45 years. Custom order your F-150 today. Now, lock in $500 retail order bonus cash on an all-new 2023 Ford F-150. Don't wait. Get to your Northland Ford dealers today.
Sofas, sectionals, recliners, even bedroom and dining room. They're all on sale now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Best of all, there's no delay. We've been stocking our most popular styles in our warehouse all summer. That means you don't have to wait to get the furniture you've always wanted. You'll find incredible values from some of our best brands like Smith Brothers, Canal Dover, and Lazy Boy. Hurry in now for the biggest selection. Shop Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Democrats defunded and dispirited our police, creating the worst crime wave in decades. Biden spent us into 40-year high inflation, drove gas prices to record levels, and opened our borders, causing a flood of illegal immigrants and deadly drugs. Mandela Barnes supports all the policies causing you and your family so much pain. He will rubber stamp their liberal agenda. Mandela Barnes sides with radical leftists, not with you.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
His job was to serve and protect. Instead, reports say Dave Estenson assaulted and preyed on girls for years. One report of sexually assaulting a teenager. Multiple reports of Estenson trying to coerce girls into sexual favors to avoid citations. And Estenson wants to ban all abortions, forcing victims of rape and incest to carry their predator's child. Sexual predators belong behind bars, not in the state Senate.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Fall Home
show going on now at the Board Store. Visit today and see what's new and get your $250 discount coupon. Register for prizes and visit with designers. Hope to see you soon.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The war in Ukraine has displaced so many people to neighboring Poland and right here to the United States. But relocation efforts are also underway for wildlife. Adam Duxter tells us how a Minnesota sanctuary hopes to provide a safe haven for 4 lion cubs.
Across the sprawling 40 acres of the Wildcat Sanctuary, 120 big cats, lions, tigers, and more have a second chance.
Be nice to your sister. Be nice, that's a cheap shot.
Like white lions, Alana and Aurora.
Taking in animals like these is exactly what the Wildcat Sanctuary does, no matter where they're coming from. These two came from Tiger King Park in Oklahoma back in May of 2021.
But potentially their newest rescues would come from across the world.
I can't believe that when their communities are crumbling, when they don't have power, they don't have phones or anything, that they're still dedicated to getting these animals to safety when they're going through so much.
Wildcat Sanctuary founder Tammy Thies has spent the last month and a half working with the International Federation of Animal Welfare to not only rescue these lion cubs, but get them through customs, permits, and the applications it would take to get them on a plane to the U.S. Should they get here, they'd spend their entire lives, realistically the next 20 years or so, being cared for.
It's bittersweet because we shouldn't be rescuing animals that are born in captivity to be sold and traded. These animals should be growing up wild.
Thies says the ongoing war in Ukraine provides setbacks and challenges, but also perspective.
4 lion cubs might mean it seemed really small in the scale of the war, but the amount of network we've put together to help more animals and people that can support each other is amazing. And for those 4 cubs, that's a whole new world and a new life they're going to have, and that means the world.
Now, the nonprofit's website says the cubs are all younger than 4 months and are now safe in a zoo in Poland, and they will stay there until onward transport permits are issued. Looking like we're in for a phenomenal weekend weather-wise, Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl has the latest, and because I want to make sure you're telling the truth, Bill, I have the First Alert weather app right here on my phone.
Ken?
So go ahead.
So you remind me of my teenage kids. Whenever I start talking, they look down at their phone. So I'm used to it. Don't worry about it. Skies are currently clear. Checking the First Alert weather app right. Clear skies this evening. Look at the beautiful afterglow that we got with the twilight just after sunset. Just a gorgeous sky earlier this evening looking to the west. Captured it on our CityCam 8 time lapse. 60 was the high today. 56 is average. So a little bit above average. 75 and 17 are the records. No rainfall, and again, it remains very dry. 6.21 inches short of average for the year. 44 degrees at the airport. 48 still at the station. Winds are light. Mississippi dropping a bit. 5.02 feet. Eau Claire, you're at 45 degrees. Thought you were dark there for a minute, but there you are. South winds at 7, and the pressure holding steady, 30.29 inches. So most spots in the 40s. Still some 50s up underneath some higher clouds to the north and west. 38 in Madison, and some of our chillier spots are in the 30s as well. In fact, 29 even in Black River Falls, 31 in Sparta, 35 at Volkfield. There's that 45 in Eau Claire, 41 for you folks in Winona, 46 in Viroqua, and 39 in Prairie du Chien. Winds are light or calm. If they are blowing, generally out of the south at about 3 to maybe 7 or 8 miles per hour. So there's some of those high clouds. They may spill across parts of the area overnight, but I'm expanding the view tonight. High pressure in the Great Basin, high pressure over the north central plains, high pressure over the eastern Great Lakes. That's why we are going to stay dry. This storm system is going to bypass us well to our south and east. So we'll expand the view on SkyTracker as well, just to show you the lack of things going on. Mainly clear overnight and tomorrow as well. There's the clouds with that system passing by to the south, but notice how on Sunday we'll have to play with some clouds at times, but any rain chances stay well to our south and east. So for tonight, mostly clear, seasonably cool, lows around 38. Mostly sunny and milder tomorrow, 64 for the high. And check out this 8-day forecast. Dry for Halloween, 63 degrees, 68 on Tuesday, 67 on Wednesday, turning breezy in advance of a storm system that will finally bring some needed rain chances, but not until late next week, probably Thursday night into Friday is the way it's looking right now. It's a week away, so we'll keep a close eye on that for you. But rather windy on Friday as that rain moves through. And that will also cool temperatures down to 61 on Friday and even cooler a week from tomorrow. And on Saturday, highs closer to 50 degrees. But right now, Halloween Monday, highs around 63 degrees. So it's looking like a very pleasant evening for trick-or-treating on Monday night. Hey, he's paying attention.
I hung on every word. That 8th day is beautiful. Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Coming up next in sports, you can call it a mini highlight zone. Level 2 of the Wisconsin High School football playoffs. Rob and Cade have all the tricks and treats from West Salem, Onalaska, and more after the break.
News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
Child killers, murderers, rapists. Hundreds released early by Tony Evers' parole commission. And they're not even telling victims' families.
Governor Evers, everyone in Wisconsin is less safe because of you.
The Cooley region has been good to me and my family, and I wanted to give something back. That's why I ran for the state assembly. And I've tried to do good things in Madison for the people of western Wisconsin. Wisconsin is facing a lot of problems today, and we need people who understand how things work. Right now, Wisconsin has a $5 billion surplus. With that surplus, we need to cut taxes. We need to fix our roads, and we need to fund our schools, and we need to do that now.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to gear up for changing conditions on and off-road. Get great deals on our most capable lineup of Ford SUVs, including Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport. Both rated 2022 IIHS top safety picks, and both designed to give you greater confidence. Hurry, Ford SUV season will end soon. Now, for a limited time, get $500 retail order bonus cash on a 2022 Ford Explorer and Bronco Sport, only at your Northland Ford dealers.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units, all units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Child killers, murderers, rapists. Hundreds released early by Tony Evers' parole commission. And they're not even telling victims' families.
Governor Evers, everyone in Wisconsin is less safe because of you.
It's Friday night. We've made it to level 2. That's Cade. I'm Rob. Lots of games to get to tonight. Let's start with the Hilltoppers, a perfect 10-0 up to this point. They were looking to keep their season alive. Let's head to Onalaska. Hilltoppers hosting Medford in level 2. And the boys picking up right where they left off last week. Brady Kuhn punches it in. It's 6-0 Onalaska early in the first. Then later in the quarter, Hilltoppers getting fancy. Adam Skifton to Matty Burnett. Back to Skifton. He can walk into the end zone. The give and go works flawlessly. 14-0. Second quarter now. More of the same. Skifton drops back, dumps it off to Kuhn, and the junior does the rest. Finds a seam. He's gone. 36 yards to the house. All Hilltoppers at this point. It's 28-0. They kept their foot on the gas the entire first half. Second quarter winding down now. Skifton rolling to his left, hooks up with Nicky Odom. Great catch, the stretch across the line, counts for 6 more. Onalaska keeps rolling. Hilltoppers are moving on to level 3. They get the win over Medford, 42-12.
All right, over in West Salem, the student section putting away the orange and black to wear red and yellow in support of their classmate Zoe Coder, who was critically injured in a car accident, and the West Salem community showed up. The Panthers hosting Fox Valley Lutheran. First quarter, Panther QB Brett McConkey dropping back and sending it deep downfield, and Chris Calico is there with the catch, and that sets up this. McConkey keeping it himself and getting through to the end zone for the score at 7-0 West Salem. The Foxes would answer in the red zone. Liam Heeks finds Zach Johnson in the flat route, and just like that, we're tied at 7. But West Salem's offense was rolling tonight. Back at the goal line, and this time it's Luke Knoll taking it in for 6. And right as time expires, Brett McConkey rolls out, and he's going to throw a dart here to Andy Johnson. It's 21-7 at the break. The Panthers would score again coming out of halftime, and West Salem cruises to their 10th straight victory, 35-14.
All right, to Division 7 we go. A rematch from earlier this season. Top-seeded Cashton hosting Ithaca. First drive of the game for the Eagles, and they waste no time. Noah Hemmersbach with the handoff, finds some room on the outside. He's gone. 33 yards to Pater. 7-0 Cashton. Ithaca would come right back on the following possession. 4th and goal from the 1. Wesley Nelson. He stopped initially here, but gets one last push across the goal line. Bulldogs knotted up at 7. Second quarter now, Eagles knocking on the doorstep. Jacob Hunsiger flips it over to Ethan Klinkner in the end zone. Cashton would take a 9-point lead into the half. Third quarter now, the Eagles create some separation. Hunsiger doesn't have the ball, but Colin O'Neill does. Tricks our photog. The treat is a touchdown. O'Neill would rush for 139 tonight. 2 tutties. Eagles pour it on in the second half. They advance 42-13.
All right, Pepin Alma, they're looking to continue their perfect season. They have a home game up against River Ridge. River Ridge driving down 13 in the second quarter, but it's Demetrius Bergman who rips the ball from Matthew Neals, and the Eagles take over. And then on the following drive, it's 4th down and 1. The Eagles run a sweep play to Evan Olson. He gets to the outside and finally taken down at the 1-yard line, but they get a first down. Very next play, Demetrius Bergman, who had the forced fumble earlier, finds his way into the end zone, and the Eagles would roll 45-34. We've got a few more scores to show. DeSoto falling short 12-14. Got to be one of the lowest scoring 8-man games ever. Bangor on the road getting a shutout 20-0 over Potosi Castle, and then Luther just falling short 12-15.
All right, Dan and Prairie du Chien, the fans are ready, the band is ready, and the team is ready as PDC hosts River Valley. First quarter, the home team coming out fired up just over a minute into the game. Ty Wagner coming out of the backfield, the junior moving fast, 35 yards for the touchdown, putting his team up 7-0. River Valley would respond quickly to go up 8-7. PDC gets the ball back. It's right back into the hands of Wagner, making a cut, keeping his feet to move the change. Later that drive, it's Wagner again, this time on the doorstep, his second score of the opening quarter. River Valley hoping to respond, but Sebastian Histed's pass is picked off by Kurt Wall. Great hands to get the pick. Nothing but green grass ahead of him. PDC extends their lead at 20-8. Second quarter now, check out this punt return. Brett Koenig surrounded by defenders, but they can't wrap up the senior. Huge return, starts the drive in the red zone. Setting up more from Wagner here. All right, here we go. Into the end zone, standing up. One of 5 touchdowns in the game. Prairie du Chien wins big, 52-12 the final. They host Broadhead Judah next week.
All right, in our last game of the night, Aquinas on the road up at Northwestern, and it was Northwestern getting the early start. Tanner Kaufman takes the handoff, jumps outside, and he fights his way in for 6. And the Tigers strike first, but Aquinas would answer on the goal line. It's Kelvin Hargrove taking the ball and scoring. The Blue Golds would dominate the second half and go on to win. I believe that should be 36-16.
That's correct.
All right, that's all for the high school game. Stay tuned. We have some Bucks action after the break.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
Save big with 11% off everything at Menards. Give any room a fresh look with the beauty and durability of tile from Mohawk. Mohawk features more than 350 ceramic, porcelain, and mosaic glass tiles to fit any decor. All 11% off. Complete your tiling job with professional installation products from Tech. Our selection of mortar and grout make working with any application type or tile size possible. Get 11% off all Tech products now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I was in law enforcement for over 40 years, and I can't imagine a better attorney general than Josh Call. He's a real prosecutor who's locked up murderers, serial rapists, the really dangerous guys you want off the street, and kept them behind bars. And he'll work with anyone, Republican or Democrat, to get it done. Look, there's more we have to do, but the only one I'd want leading the fight against crime is our Attorney General, Josh Call.
To
everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
It really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight, and our fuel economy is ever so wise. Trust us, Toyota sedans. Toyota, let's go places.
Thanks for staying with us. Bucks continuing their season tonight, looking to stay undefeated on the year. Bucks looking to start the year 4-0, taking on my Knicks. Giannis on a mission to start the season. He kept it going tonight, putting Mitchell Robinson on a poster with that slam. Bucks up 4 early. Second quarter now, still a 4-point game. Jrue Holiday going to work, the drive, the scoop off the glass, count it, plus the foul. Milwaukee takes a 6-point lead. Second half now, Bucks still in control. Giannis showing off the range from deep. Bucks up 13. Then it's Grayson Allen in the fourth. Check out this shot. Unbelievable. Wow. Everything going right for Milwaukee to start the year. Bucks make it 4 straight. They get the win, 119 to 108.
Can we just pencil them in for the NBA Finals?
It looks
already?
like it. It looks like it right now.
I don't want to get people's hopes up, but this team's the real deal. I'm pumped for this.
All right, we'll be back right after this for one last look at your weather.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Inflation's eating up all our savings.
Our home value is plummeting. Yet Biden and Mandela Barnes support a massive tax increase on middle-class families. Are you kidding?
Now Barnes supports hiring an army of IRS agents to audit working families. Who needs that headache?
How about Barnes starts worrying about paying his own taxes?
Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The day before Halloween on Sunday, October 30th, it's Buzzy's 44th annual 12-hour sale. Get the best deals of the year. 12 hours only, 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. Furniture pricing has been drastically reduced with more than 50% off select products. Get a king-size Sealy mattress for the price of a queen. Plus, save $300 on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses and get a free gift with purchase. Come by the store or shop online. One day only at your locally owned Buzzy's Home Furnishings in Viroqua.
This is fentanyl, so dangerous that one pill kills. They make it in China, smuggle it through Mexico. Across our border that Joe Biden surrendered to cartels and gangs. Brad Path backs Biden's open border agenda 100%. Fentanyl killed 1,200 people last year in Wisconsin alone. Now every town is a border town. Path won't stop the drugs, so we have to stop Brad Path.
I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Sierra models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers, available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
We have a pretty big choice to make in this election, and it's about whether women get to keep their right to choose. I'm pro-choice. Always have been, always will be. Derek Van Orden wants to ban abortion, with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the mother. He'll do anything to take away your right to choose. I'll do anything to protect it. That's the choice in this election. And now, it's up to you. I'm Brad Paff, and I approve this message.
A nice weekend for outdoor plans. Mid-60s tomorrow, lots of sun. A few more clouds Sunday, 62. Dry for Halloween, 63. And staying mild through most of next week.
All right, enjoy the warmth this weekend. Thank you, Bill, and thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great weekend.